I did it by
Nobody wants
position.
it. You know why? You
Why?
know why nobody wants that list, Mac? You know
Why?
why?
Why is that?
Because that's the safe way to avoid a conversation and controversy because you don't want nobody calling you out on social media the
So,
next day
well, somebody's
for that
gonna call
safe
me.
for that safe play you just did. I do it by positions. No, no, no.
But see,
You know it don't like
here's the
that.
thing though. Here's
That's
the
a
thing though.
separate.
Even if I didn't do it by position, even if I didn't do it by position, LeBron James, and Michael Jordan, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar make the list. You know where I stand on that at least. They're in no matter what kind of list you got. And then after that, it's a little difficult for me because again, even if I were to break that down and go, all right, well, if I were to take out Tim Duncan and go with Kobe, and all things being equal, still staying with Tim Duncan there because of how
I'll
he
let you play
dominated
it.
his position.
I'll
So
let you play it this safe.
yeah,
Let's do just top five, but we won't put them in any particular order.
all right,
How about that?
you,
We
you
won't rank them. Just top five overall.
if
That's
you
what everybody
if
wants.
if
That's what the people are
if
screaming
you
for Mac
if
to reveal.
if you do that, then the only thing that changes is I'm moving out Isaiah Thomas and I am moving in Magic Johnson.
Let's go.
That's the only
Let's
thing that
go.
changes. And Isaiah Thomas sits at 6 if you're just doing it that way. And that's just because Magic Johnson was taller and more. Isaiah Thomas did that at that height and was just as lethal as Magic Johnson, but Magic was taller, so he could affect you differently. And he has, I wouldn't even say he had a
But
higher
let me
basketball
say
IQ.
this.
But
Let
go
me
with
say
your
this.
list.
Let me say this. And Magic Johnson, who has been to just as many championships as LeBron has in a shorter span, let's just put that out there in my Stephen A. antagonizing tone. But, uh,
Boo. I don't have a boo track.
but, uh, did I say Magic has been to? No. But anyway, and got
He's been
five.
a,
Okay.
he's been the
Thank
9.
you. And got five. Okay.
All
Now,
right. But he played with
this
Kareem.
is this is no, stop
Let's
it, stop it,
nope.
stop it.
No, I will not stop it.
Kareem was hurt in that first championship. That's why Magic had to play center.
Was
And
he
he
on
got
the
the dub.
was he
He
on the
got the
team?
dub. But no, they had a squad, but that was at the end of
Yeah,
Kareem's
you know
career.
what?
Let's be real.
I'm glad you said that. Remember what you just said.
No, he
They
had a
had a
squad.
squad. Okay, all right.
He had a squad.
No,
He had Worthy, Byron Scott, and they had a
stop,
good squad. I
stop
they
trying to
were
take
no,
pot shots
they
at
were no slouch.
stop trying to take pot shots at
But
LeBron James. Even
how many
Magic Johnson.
championships? But how
Even
many championships has
even
LeBron won without a squad? I mean,
no,
look at what he
nobody's
got.
won without a squad.
Exactly. So that's not even an argument. So that's why I'm saying, why are you bringing that up? But
No,
anyway,
you brought
you
that up.
pointed
I
it
didn't
out.
do
I
that.
just said he had a
I
squad
didn't
because
do that.
you started to bring it up.
I
What?
no
You made it an issue.
you the one
I
that
just was
said
making the point that
we
it
will
was
roll
toward the
back
end,
the tape.
the last couple
We
before
gonna
the end
roll
of
the tape
Kareem.
back. You the one that said
I brought it up
he been to
because I
just
was
as many
making a
finals as
point.
LeBron, but he
No,
got more
that's not
championships.
what I'm talking about.
You said that. I
I'm
didn't do that.
talking about I'm talking about legacy. You brought up the fact the argument
Man,
of squad because you're trying to make the argument
man,
that LeBron has
give your
won a
top five.
championship
Give your
with
top
squad.
5 before
But
we
then
run out of
top, go
time, man.
ahead. But anyway, and this is gonna be a bit controversial because I'm gonna say it right now. LBJ is not in my top five. Come on now,
And your
somebody
top
talk.
5 is flawed. But let's go ahead and hear it.
As he sits outside. No, let me be honest. Now, I'm gonna say this in all fairness to LBJ. Uh, uh, he will be. I'm not going to dispute that. Just for what he's done to the game. I'm just teasing that. But I'm with you on MJ,
Of course.
Kareem.
Of course.
Uh, but the one who often gets overlooked, who
Okay.
I think had one of the biggest impact on the games, and he creeps up in the and this is what makes it tough for me to slide LeBron in the game because one thing I try to do when I make lists, I look at those who revolutionize the game or just had the game changed because of things they did or brought another element to the game of basketball.
And
So therefore,
LeBron James didn't make your list?
I didn't say he didn't make my list, but this is why I
Okay.
have a tough time putting him in the five
That makes it
because
all.
I look at what MJ has done for the game and how it changed because of MJ. I look at Kareem and how he changed the game with the sky hook because Duncan wasn't allowed in college and he developed the sky hook, which became a trademark shot and turned into baby hooks, left hooks. Uh, Magic, of course, because he revolutionized the game from a big guard standpoint, a 6'9" guy that could run a team, run the show, the all NBA. Uh, uh, but this guy right here, I put in the top five because I just think he gets overlooked and what he game of basketball, Phil Chamberlain, and I times did. Will actually played with the Globetrotters as well. Had a 100-point game with no 3-point line. Let's be real. That's revolutionary. But to me, is a tie between Bill Russell and LeBron James. LeBron James. And even I thought coaches. And the reason I put him there because Bill set a certain standard of championship swag. Championship swag. And what he brought to the emphasis of being a team game, and he sacrificed individual accolades as far as average points, stat, to be one of the top defenders in the game, and he showed people how.
Let me make sure I got this straight. So the crux of your list is built on, or a key point for your list is built on players who revolutionized the game.
Yes, sir.
And you've got a close tie between LeBron James and Bill Russell. And don't get me wrong, this isn't shade at Bill Russell. But what you're essentially saying to me is Bill Russell had just as much of an impact on basketball as LeBron James.
That would be correct, Mr. LeBron James. Because, once again, I will give LeBron this. He is one of the greatest. I don't dispute that. He's made it fashionable in a time where the focus was on individual guys' ability to score and fascination. He brought it back to the superstar being an all-around player, but he wasn't the first to do it. Now, he's the first to do what he does maybe as the size of Karl Malone, but we had guys that big that could look. He ain't nothing but another Anthony Mason. Rest in peace. Anthony Mason was handling the ball, running the point, and doing stuff too.
You do know this show's recorded.
And he was a big guy.
Wait, hold on a second.
And he was a big guy.
You do know this show's recorded,
you
right?
Tell me.
Like you
tell
do
me
know
what
we
LeBron
can hear you
has
say
done.
that again.
You tell me what LeBron has done.
That's not one of those things.
I'm tired of y'all placing LeBron on this pedestal.
No.
And what has he done dynamic in the game of basketball?
Hold on a second. I just want to make sure that everybody knows what just happened. Free just said that LeBron James is another Anthony Mason. He went Anthony Mason.
Say he was another.
No.
I said we've had big guys
this is okay.
that big that have handled the ball and done stuff. Not to the degree. I said he is the first to do what he's done to the level, but it's been done before. Magic was the first big guard at 6'9", the average triple doubles.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you how crazy what you just said was. I'm gonna flip. I'm gonna take out words and use other words. I'm just gonna remove names. Michael Jordan wasn't the first to do what he did. We had guys that were scoring the rock and doing all that. He's just another
Okay.
Jerry West Do you realize how crazy that sounds when I say Michael Jordan is another
but I didn't
version
say
of
LeBron
Jerry
was
West?
another version of anybody. I didn't say that.
We're going to run the
That's
tape
you
back.
for the sake of because you love LeBron.
We're going to run the tape
All
back.
I said was we've seen big guys that big that can handle the rock. I said, ain't nothing. Now, I was jokingly saying he ain't nothing but another. And no, I'm not trying to compare the two. Rest in peace. No disrespect to anybody. But what I'm saying
None
is,
whatsoever.
what I'm saying is, when you look at LeBron as a great all-around player, yes, he is that. But when we look at revolutionizing the game, what has he done to revolutionize the game? That's what I'm asking, D, to make him crack my top 5. What has he done so phenomenal that sets him apart with his impact on the game? Besides just being a superstar athlete, just as KD is, just as anybody. Like what has LeBron say that we can trademark and say the NBA went to a new level because of LBJ? What can we say to make him get into my top 5 over Wilt, Kareem, Russell, Magic, and MJ?
Is that a real question?
That's a very real question. You tell me what I can, besides just being a phenomenal basketball player and philanthropist and humanitarian.
You just answered your own question. You know what? I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this.
That has nothing to do with how he moved the NBA, because we've had great humanitarians in the league. Now, because of the Craig Hodges and everybody of the world, it's more acceptable on this platform for LeBron to do that because we know guys have been ostracized. Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, Craig Hodges, because of taking stance and being aware. Isaiah Thomas has done things in the communities and doing stuff in the city of Detroit. LeBron's not the first.
You know what?
He's done it to a new level. But that is humanitarian for the world, the community. As a man, he's done that. But how has that moved the NBA? How has he moved the NBA?
You know what? Speaking of Isaiah Thomas. No, I don't.
You have not answered the question.
I don't have time for this.
How
I don't have time for this.
Taking the NBA to another level. Besides having his shoes become $200. Tell me how he has moved the NBA. What has he done? Besides just being like, did you see that play that he did? Did he?
Listen, platform.
What has he done for the game?
First off, our platform only allows us 3 hours of recording. I do not have time to take another 2 hours.
You do not have the answer.
No. I do, but
what?
Here's the thing.
I'm waiting.
Here's the thing. So America, I need you to understand what we're going through here. I'm looking at our rundown. Our rundown says we have 4 more topics to get on. So what I don't have time to do, and I promise you, America, we're gonna do it next show. What I do not have time to, and I'm going to pull the tape. I'm going to pull the quote. I'm going to run the quote at the beginning of the next show, and then we're going to completely dismantle everything that you just said. I don't have time to do it. I don't have time to do it right now.
What has he done for the game? I'm going Jason Whitlock right now.
Yeah. You that far right. I agree with you there.
Let's go. Now look, let me say that, and we'll end the segment. I'm not disputing LeBron's talent. He is one of the greatest of all time, one of the best that ever did it. I'm just talking about to crack my top 5. What has he done to revolutionize that in the manner that these gentlemen did?
Hold on a second, Free.
Don't tell me we weren't recording.
Oh my God!
Jesus Christ!
No, we were recording. I just needed to get something off my chest. All right, so speaking of getting something off your chest, that was Michael Jordan. We heard him getting something off his chest in 2011, where he does readily admit that he was one of the reasons why Zeke didn't make the dream team. Now, Here's what my position is on this. I had a little bit of an argument